Standing here with Adam Oates, NHL Hall of Famer. Just tell us a little bit about why you thought it was important to come out and support a great organization like the Grey Bruce Crime Stoppers Golf Tournament.
You know what? Every single charity is great. Every single service is great. And Crime Stoppers is obviously a very, very important thing in our communities. I just found out actually that's the 24th year here, so fantastic. And I got asked to volunteer my time, and it worked out schedule wise. And you know what, almost every hockey guy that I know, when they have a chance to give back, they do it, and it's a great cause, and really excited to be here.
Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you a couple hockey questions. You wrote a Players Tribune article recently talking about how you think there's not enough focus on skill development, especially in the younger areas of the game with kids nowadays. What do you think needs to change as far as teaching young hockey players just how to see the ice a little bit better?
Well, I mean, that's what I talked about, right? The kids nowadays are growing up differently than we did. We had wood sticks. We played on the street a lot more. The composite has changed that because the kids, you can't take your composite stick out onto the street. It doesn't work the same. So everywhere they go now, they have to kind of get inside the rinks, and that costs money and time, and they don't get to really put the same kind of hours in that we did. And then it's very organized. The coaching is very organized. One thing is that they don't take contact until a certain age now, which I can't say I'm a big fan of that, because I don't see how 5-year-olds get hurt, but they learn how to fall, they learn how to avoid each other, they learn how to roll, and all these little things contribute to a guy's skill set as they get older. And I'm just a big believer in starting young, developing these skills.
Now, you recently got elected into the Hall of Fame. Congrats on that, by the way. Recently, Wayne Gretzky was talking similar notes that you were about the skill level at the young part of the game. He actually said recently in an interview that he thought at the peak of your career, you were actually a better passer of the puck than he was. Now, who in the NHL right now do you think is kind of along those same lines? Who's kind of the guy that's the preeminent setup man in the league right now?
Well, first of all, that's very nice of Wayne to say. I didn't hear it, but very nice, and I think we all know that's not quite true. But you know what? There's a lot of good passers in the league right now. One of the guys that comes to mind right off the top of my head is Getzlaf in Anaheim. I really like his game. I like the way he moves the puck. Almost every half-wall guy. Claude Giroux. I had Nick Backstrom in Washington, who's fantastic. Joe Thornton, who's playing right now. Crosby, Malkin. I mean, all these guys that play half-wall on the power play are pretty much passers. And obviously multi-talented, and most of those guys are guys that can use their backhand. That's why they play the half-wall, because you're forehand and backhand there. And you know what? They're always fun to watch, because obviously that's the way I like to play the game, and I appreciate a good setup.
A final question for you. Golf's the name of the game today. How's your golf game? You got a handicap?
My golf game's terrible. I haven't played forever. It's the first time the clubs came out of the dust. I don't even have a putter in my bag right now.
You admit it, though.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I've been really focused on hockey that last year, so golf's been on the back burner.
Jeff, first of all, congratulations. Your association with this Storm franchise, all about first in career points, first and only franchise rookie of the year. Now you're the first player to be honored in the Sleeman Center rafters. How does that feel?
That's an incredible feeling. I talked about it when I went out on the ice today, that it wasn't the desired goal for me to have this be kind of the end of the line. It's truly an honor, but when I first got here, I just wanted to kind of prove to the organization that they picked the right guy and I was a good player and that I could help turn it around. So I like to think I did that, and maybe the number going up today proves that I kind of mission accomplished as far as helping turning this place around.
You had an illustrious NHL career, and you obviously finished it with your favorite hometown Maple Leafs. Talk about how playing in the OHL, specifically with this franchise, helped you achieve that dream.
Well, a lot to do is with that is coaching, and I had NHL quality coaching, first with John Lovell and then with Craig Hartsburg, and they prepare you for the next level, and they were hard on me, and they understood what I needed as a player, and that just helped me going to the next level. And playing with some great players obviously prepares you for the NHL, so I was gifted with that as well.
Now you're immensely popular on TV now. As a player and a fan, I would describe you as an electric personality, and you've made that work for you on TSN in a fantastic fashion. Talk about what it's been like transitioning from being a player to now being on the media side of things.
Well, I think my job in the media is just to be honest and tell the truth. I played a long time, and I just got to watch and form an opinion. I couldn't imagine a better job to transition into than working at TSN. Everyone's been great, and they made it easy on me going there, and I've really enjoyed it. I thought I was going to be retired in golf my whole life, but to find a second career, it's awesome.
Well, it was no surprise for me and lots of people to see you on there. Again, congratulations. What a fantastic honor for you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
What set this young man apart from everybody else for you guys?
Number one, he cares. He cares about winning, okay, a great deal, okay. He, wears his heart on his sleeve, and caring is real important. And then it's the creativity and the vision that, you just don't see every day. In fact, you might only see it once every 5 years. He sees things that other players just don't see, and I'd say 2 or 3 times a game watching him saying, how did he know to make that pass? How did he know that player was going to be there? Why did he have the patience he had when a normal player would have, panicked, so to speak? He's just a special talent, cares. He's 5'11". He's going to be big enough for the National Hockey League, okay? He's 162, 63 pounds. We know he's going to have to fill out over the next 4 years, but I can't tell you how well I've slept over the last 3 or 4 nights knowing that we were going to put Ryan Merkley in our lineup as of today.
Now, there have been some really good defensemen come through this team in the last few years. I think of guys like Finn and, of course, Drew Doughty. What kind of game do you see Merkley bringing to this organization? Is it similar to those two guys?
You know what? It's a combination, I think, of Doughty, Ryan Murphy, Ryan Ellis. We had Kevin Dahlman here, okay, an undersized right defenseman who was a pretty darn good player in this league. I think a little bit of them all. I don't think to compare them to any one of those, okay, would be fair to him. It takes a little bit out of all of their pages.
Now, it's been 25 years since this franchise last selected first overall, and when that last pick happened, a young man named Jeff O'Neill came into this league and laid down a pretty excellent, legacy, if you will, for this franchise. What do you see this young man doing in his tenure with this franchise?
Well, certainly when Jeff came to us, the year previous, our first year here, we had only won 4 hockey games, so we needed a dose of credibility. We needed somebody to excite our fans. We've been fortunate this year, despite having a off season, we've had 4,000 fans, but you know what, our fans, they're looking for something special. They know we've got an awful lot of good hockey players, but they're looking for somebody to help stir that drink, and I think Ryan's going to be that player. I firmly believe that he can be a player that can be part of a couple of championship caliber teams here. Not maybe next year. We'll be competitive next year, but we really look the following 2 years to be able to take a serious run at things.
Now, you mentioned, you guys are in I'd call it maybe the middle stages of a rebuilding process. Obviously, it gets accelerated adding this tremendous young talent here. What are some of the next steps you and the front office are looking to initiate here for the Guelph Storm?
Well, we think we need a little bit more, puck-savvy forward, maybe a center iceman who can distribute the puck and kind of take possession of it and make it its own. And we may get that through this draft. We may get it through the import draft. We'll be picking number 2 in the import draft at the end of June. We may only get 2, perhaps 3 underage kids in our lineup this year because we've got an awful lot of players coming back. You put at least 1 import, perhaps 2 imports in. So we're going to be a pretty good hockey club. We're going to try to stay young in a sense of the imports. We're more likely to select 17 and 18-year-olds versus 19-year-olds because we want those players to be with us not just this coming year but the following year as well. So we're going to have to be patient. The kids that we played an awful lot last year, they got a lot of experience, but there's still not going to be any substitution for playing as a 17-year-old versus playing as a 16-year-old. The bar gets raised. They've got to go out there and play against better players and older players. Sometimes when you had a season like we had, you could put them out there and there wasn't a lot to lose because we weren't expected to win a lot of games. Next year, we want to compete each and every game. Doesn't mean that we've got to have a 90-point season, but we want everybody to know that the Guelph Storm are there to try to compete for 2 points.
And Mike, final question. You're firmly entrenched in the legacy of this hockey club. You've overseen a lot of successful years here, 24 straight years in the playoffs. That's a pretty incredible run. And you've seen so many NHL quality players come through here. Doughty, Callahan, Dustin Brown, and now recently with Garrett Sparks, guys like that. Talk about the pride you feel in overseeing the start of so many incredible players' careers.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, while I've been elsewhere, okay, the Storm logo is firmly embedded on my my rear end, quite frankly, okay. This is home for me. This is what I love to do and who I love to do it with. And, an incredible sense of pride. Not only the kids that go to the National Hockey League, and there's been lots of them. I mean, Jason Dickinson played his first game and got his first goal yesterday. Ben Harper, the last week, has played 4 games for Ottawa. But you know what? We're about taking care of kids, okay? When kids come here, we want to treat them as if they're our own, and we want kids who play for us today in 30 years to want their kids to play for us because they know our value system and what we're about. So we maybe go about our business a little bit different, but I'm real proud of the success we've had, both putting players in the National Hockey League and developing good people.
Mike, congratulations on this historic selection, and good luck to you and the organization going forward.
Thanks ever so much.
We're joined by Ryan Merkley, the number 1 pick by the Guelph Storm in the OHL draft, and Ryan, of course, was a member of the Toronto Junior Canadians. And Ryan, when you look at the proud history of the Ontario Hockey League draft, looking back, Connor McDavid was the first overall selection, Tavares, Stamkos, Aaron Ekblad. You must be incredibly proud to join that group.
Yeah, to be in the same class as them, watching them grow up. I've watched McDavid every Friday night on the Marlies for 2 years. Now being considered in the same class as him, Stamkos, Spets, that's just unbelievable.
Ryan, for fans that aren't familiar with you, can you tell them about what style of play that you play and maybe a comparable player that they've seen that they would understand who you compare to?
I'm a guy who doesn't want to lose. I'm very competitive. I'm a good skater and see the ice very well. I think I'd compare myself to an Eric Carlson or a Duncan Keith.
Talk about your journey here a little bit, Ryan, for us. Playing with a prestigious junior organization in the Junior Canadians, a lot of good players have come through that program. Just tell us a little bit about your journey through the GTHA.
I started off with the Rebels, I guess, and moved on. Kings, Marlies for a few years, and then decided to come here because of my old coach who just passed away, Tyler Craig. He's a big reason on why I'm here. Got to thank him a lot. Took a chance on me. Want to thank him a lot.
Ryan, when you look back at your season, you had a great season. You're averaging over a point a game from the back end. You're a puck-rushing defenseman with great offensive ability. Was this the first overall selection, something on your mind when the season started?
Yeah, you always think, you thought about it. You always want to be the best. You want to be first overall. So, it's always on your mind, especially when people are telling you have a chance. So, think about it. And now to actually be the first overall pick is a great feeling.
I'm assuming your family was in conversations with Guelph for quite a while, as well as checking out the city and that kind of thing. What's your feeling on joining this franchise?
That's a franchise that's won a lot of things. It's very young, it's upcoming, so I'm very excited to be a part of it.
Ryan, a lot of good defensemen have come through here. I talked with Mike Kelly before we spoke to you here about guys like Drew Doughty and Finn. What kind of legacy are you looking to leave on the blue line here in Guelph?
I'm trying to be the best, obviously leave the best possible legacy possible. I'm trying to win a championship here, trying to do the best possible, most I can do.
Well, Ryan, you had a great season. You're being rewarded for it today, and congratulations and good luck with the Guelph Storm.
Thank you.